Friends, I welcome you all to the Paramita TED Talk. I think every one of you know famous English poet John Keats. His beautiful quote, "A thing of beauty is joy forever," is also famous as he is. Forms of beauty are many. Every form of beauty gives great solace to your souls and makes you relief. Art is also a form of beauty. When we listen to the word art, we usually think of a drawing or a painting, but it is not so. Art includes dancing, singing, sculpture, architecture, poetry, literature, cinema, dancing, singing, and many more. Art makes you hopeful. Art makes you joyful. Art is a platform where you can exhibit all your talents. Art improves your creative skills. When you feel depressed or lonely, just take a brush along with the paints, keep it on a paper, which makes you great relief. Most importantly, art can convey your feelings non-verbally. The beauty of art is different people have different opinion on art. If I show you a piece of art, some may like it and some may not like it, but none can judge it. Today's modern world is able to know the history only because of this art. The ancient sculptures provide us the history and exceptional artistic skills of those days. This art became a bridge between modern and ancient world. There are many unwritten stories, tales in the form of songs and paintings. Mythology has an art influence an individual. In turn, an individual can influence whole world. Mahabharata is a great Indian epic influencing India and all over the world. Mahabharata preaches righteousness and proclaims that unrighteousness is a temporary victory, but righteousness has its own final win. Every single character, every single moment, every single dialogue in Mahabharata teaches you what your life is about. Bhishma's character teaches us that prominence of promise and sticking to your words makes you mortal. Karna's character teaches us that friendship is more precious than anything else and charity is the best service. Dharmaraja entered the heaven with his great physical body and he embraced righteousness in himself and never lied. An artist always has a positive look over. He or she never sees the defects. Defects are also seen from the prism of excellence. All the defects in reality turns into significance in art. If all the people in this world embrace the art one or the other way, this world becomes the most beautiful place to live in because all the negativity is removed by the art. In this context, I want to narrate you a story. There was a king and a kingdom. The people in his kingdom were very happy because of the king. The king is very intelligent and very kind. And the king had only one eye and only one leg. One day, this king is walking all over his hallway and saw all the portraits of his ancestors. And he thought that if his children walk in the same hallway and see all the portraits and remember them, but this king don't have his own portrait because of his disability. Then the king wanted to make a beautiful portrait of himself. Then he invited all the artists from his kingdom and other kingdom. All were gathered in the court and the king ordered the artists to make a beautiful portrait. Then the artists were in a dilemma because some are thinking that the king is disabled, right? And how a portrait will be very beautiful, and the other, if my portrait is not so beautiful, the king may get angry and he may punish me. In this way, one by one started taking excuses politely and declined the offer. An artist from backhand raised his hand and said, "Majesty, just give me a chance. I'll prove me and I'll make a beautiful portrait of you." Then the king gave permission to the artist. The artist started painting with his paints. All the people in the court were very excited to see how this portrait is going to turn out. Even king, people, minister in the kingdom were very happy because the portrait made by the king painter is very beautiful, such that the king is sitting on a horse one leg side and catching a bow, aiming the arrow with one eye closed. Here, the disabilities of a king were cleverly hidden and the king pleased to see his own portrait and just loved it, and king offered many gold coins to the artist. From this above story, what we need to understand is an artist never sees negatives but sees all positives in negatives. An artist can rebalance the society. An artist can reimagine the world how it should be. A true artist never dies. Mortality of an artist lasts until this universe exists. The best examples are Ghantasala and Miss Subbalakshmi, which are going to make our souls relax until this human exists on this planet. A child aged 2 or above like to play with colors and toys. At the age of 5, he or she makes some toys with the clay. At the age of 7, he may be interested in dancing or singing. At the age of 10, he may be selecting a subject which they like. So, step by step, we can understand the character of a child. So, what included in it is art. Art helps us to understand the character of a child more better. Art shows a way of life. Art shows a way of life. Indian culture is the best example of art. Every Indian festival we celebrate is teaching us art one or the other way. The moment we wake up, we are an artist. Everyone in this world are artists. Where in the world there is no proper education, this art makes us to educate and acts as greater equalizer of society. Today we see God in the form of painting or a sculpture or a statue. It's just an imagination of an artist. It's just an imagination of an artist which is influencing whole world. If you ask me how the God looks, I show you a portrait or a statue, right? It's just an imagination. Sahitya Sangeet Kala Vihinah Sakshat Pashu Puchu Vishanhinah Trinam Nakatan Bijiv Manah Tad Bhagodveyam Param Pashunam. The person who doesn't have any interest in any form of art, he's an animal without horns and tail. Luckily, he or she doesn't graze, so animals have sufficient grass to graze. I hope you all understood the significance of art in our life. I want you to see around you and tell me which is not related to art. No, you can't, because art is everything. Thank you.